Thank you and welcome to GRIDwrap. This is it's our first GRIDwrap of the new year of 2011. I'm really delighted to have AgileBill Krebs and Pamala Clift here with us. Hello, you two.
Greetings. Hello, good to be here.
Good. And of course our co-host, Tessa Harrington. How are you, Tessa?
Oh, good. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
So we are starting off at a bit of a run in this new year, in a sense, because I'm really thrilled to be interviewing these people here today. I've had the honour of sitting at one of AgileBill's educational processes in Second Life, in fact, and I'm dying to hear what's been happening to him since. So come on, Bill, bring us up to date.
Oh, very good. Well, this year is going to be big for virtual worlds, I think. We had the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education conference last year, and if you can believe it, we had over 2,000 people, 2,077 people attend over 48 hours. All educators, and it was great stuff. We're going to do that again this year in March. Submit a proposal in January. We're excited because Rockcliffe is organizing that. So we're also teaching project management in the Agile style using 3D technology. And I stumbled upon the Spot on 3D as a fantastic venue to do that in a very business-like manner. So we're just thrilled to be using many tools, as you know, and we love Second Life, but there's other ones out there too.
Of course, so I bet, Tessa, you're happy to hear that, aren't you?
Oh, I'm beaming from ear to ear. Thank you, Bill. We're very lucky to have Bill on. Bill's he's been showing me his work, and I've been trying to help him as much as I can set up his examples. And what him and Pamela do is just phenomenal because it really brings the whole process of problem solving and working into a more manageable and visual format, and makes it much easier to perceive your solutions to those problems. And he's made it a process that is tangible, and I think that's the most important aspect of what Pamela and Bill and Agile3D does. And he's also introduced me to this great project management tool called AgileZen. And I've got my whole team working on it, but maybe Pamela and Bill can talk more about that if they want. But it's an awesome tool.
Let me come to Pamela then. So Pamela, what is your role in this? How did you partner up with Bill, as it were, and get moving on this?
Agile is very brilliant, and because he's very brilliant, he knows his stuff a whole lot, and he jumps little crevasses every once in a while, and so I am the idiot that says, I don't understand, and brings him back in and tells him step by step how to get from point A to point B.
I see. Well, that's a very valuable role, actually. Although you call yourself an idiot, you're actually being every person, aren't you?
I am kind of the tester on being able to communicate and to get the information so that it is comprehensible to those of us who have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, that's a really important role, that communicating. I mean, no business can go forward without an effective communication, either between its own employees or partners or colleagues, or in a wider sense out to the open world.
Thanks. I think he still likes me. I seem to be doing some good, so we'll just keep hoping that we'll get focused enough that we can get all of these things that he wants done. And believe me, he is constantly moving forward with new worlds, new avenues, new methodologies. I cannot keep up.
Oh, my God. Okay, so Bill, come on, tell us what you're moving forward with.
She's the Chief Modesty Officer. I mean, she has these great visions of how, portray information. She's a, fantastic facilitator. You can tell I hired her a lot in part because of her voicing skills. She vets the ideas. So it's a great team. And I got my certificate in virtual world. So I'm actually certifiable now from the University of Washington, their one-year program. So there's a lot of great alumni there, too. So we're not proud. We try to throw business everybody's way when we see they have good things. So our focus this year is to increase our membership in our meetup group. That's our online community. And so we have forums on that people can attend at Rockcliffe and in other virtual worlds. Our passion is to take real-life gurus. They know their domain, they know project management, they know agile software development. And we try to bring them into these 3D worlds. And oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so unfamiliar, this technology, and we forget. It's a lot like Agile was when it was new in 2001. So we're on that growth curve, the crossing the chasm thing. So we want to get people to our meetup.com/Agile3D as a way to teach immersive collaboration for distance teams to our Agile coaches. And oh, by the way, if you're not familiar with Agile, we'll be happy to help you with that, give you some lessons there.
Well, I mean, now's your opportunity if you want to reach a wider audience is to explain. I mean, can anybody come into you and say, look, I want to participate in what you're teaching here?
Absolutely. That's really our model. It's kind of the Knights of the Round Table thing. We think everybody's got a unique niche and skill that they can contribute. Everyone's got some needs. So what we do is we kind of are a broker. We match those up. Pamela's great with machinima, so she's done some YouTube for our stuff on YouTube/Agile3D. Other people have, career counseling stuff. They do scripting or building. Rockcliffe is great at organizing events. So we like to really have a home for people to teach and to help market their wares. And we recommend great places like Spot on 3D. We experiment with other virtual worlds like Teleplace, VenueGen, Sococo. Unity 3D, we're big into that now. So we can give you the map. Tell us about your environment, and we'll help you figure out all this stuff.
Now, we're sitting in virtual worlds, right? We are devotees, if you like. We're converts, in a sense. You said earlier it's really hard to communicate what this is all about. How do you even begin to set about that? I mean, if, for example, you're pitching a communications course with somebody.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think people are used to Twitter and Skype, which is great. So sometimes there's a roadmap, which tool is best for you, which is most simple. And some of the ones I see at first, I run screaming because I think, oh, those aren't fancy enough. I can't create prims and script and create. But that's actually a very nice stepping stone. It's a gateway drug. It gets people in. You get a simpler virtual world, runs on the web, or it's flat like Soco. People love that, and they're comfortable. Then I bring them over to Tessa. I say, look at my professional office buildings, and they have incredible tools, business projectors that actually do text and PowerPoint from the web. Oh, it's great stuff. And you can build dynamically. Or if you want something to collaborate with data, we'll tell you about Teleplace. So all the tools are available, and you can make a roadmap based on your needs and your comfort level of your team.
Now, part of what has been said about you is that you have actually taught thousands of people around the world. And does this marry in with what you feel the use of virtual worlds is, not just as a teaching tool, but the fact that it is able to reach so many different people in so many different places?
Well, that's a brilliant comment because, I've been consulting and stuff for, a long time, 10 years, and then 20 years development and so forth. And I'm only 25 years old. It's amazing. But what I found by teaching 1,000 people when I worked at IBM, we flew everywhere from Berlin to Seattle and Miami to Rochester, Minnesota in the winter, and California. And it's crazy. You're just exhausted. So with virtual worlds, we can, distance is no longer a problem. If you have the British accent, I love it. You're out there. I was in the UK, and I'm East Coast of the USA. It's snowing. I don't care. I'm not going to have airplane problems, right? Yeah. But it's not enough. It's just not enough because people can do WebEx, which is fine. They can do teleconferences. They can do telepresence. We have to make the case that we can make immersive builds that teach you more because of the interactive nature and things that you can't do in real life. That's our goal.
And things you can't do in WebEx and the other programs, that's why I love Bill, because he takes it to the next level. He's not just satisfied with the presence build. He wants to actually utilize this environment. And Dousa, that's one of my big pet peeves. I don't want things that just look pretty. I want them to outperform 2D and 3D as much as possible, because it's just a matter of imagining and pushing the technology there. and we're out to help anyone who has that kind of vision. And Bill definitely does, and I would highly recommend him to anyone who wants to explore virtual reality and do it more than what is a presence build, because that's where I think
thank you.
We have to go.
It's brilliant. That's why I'm there. And I'll also say, in Tessa's case, the customer service is amazing. So some businesses have that very one-on-one touch, which is key. Pamela, I wanted to also see if you could tell them about the think tank build.
Let's talk about think tanks. We like think tanks. Pamela, come on.
Okay, well, the Roadside Philosophers think tank is what AgileBill offered me a location on his sim. He was kind of reticent as giving me any location, so he said, you're kind of bizarre, so here, do something underwater. So I said, okay, I'll do something underwater. So I made this virtual environment, and it is a total environment with a circle in the middle and an office and fish and sharks that you can ride and pufferfish and all sorts of visually entertaining items that allowed for us to feel out-of-the-box type of scenario. And it was really delightful because when we bring people down there to facilitate, they can start seeing that not only is this just a place to put chairs and tables and talk, but this is a place to be creative and to expand your thought processes outside of the box. So they're sitting under the water watching the fish go by and discussing whatever philosophical matter or topic that Bill assigns me on the spur of the moment, which he does quite often. And they
keep you on your toes.
Yes, just like today when I had no idea I was going to come on the show. So yes, it's always when I'm with Bill, I always have to make sure that panic and fast forward is always engaged.
Oh my! I'm going to pick you up on something that you just said, Pamela, which was that he said to you that here you are, Pamela, you're kind of bizarre. Build underwater. Now, what does he mean by kind of bizarre? Does that mean that it's because you come from a creative background, perhaps? I don't know. That actually you would have a more creative outlook at what you're building or the place that you would be in?
Well, I was a professional clown for 17 years.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives me a little bit on the bizarre side. And I'm not exactly, even though my degree is in business management, I am not exactly 100% salute business type formats. I mean, my voice is very persuasive at times, and not always am I 100% yes sir, no sir, type of a personality. So he didn't quite know what it was that I was going to do. So that's why he offered me underwater.
I'm really interested in this. So, Bill, why did you bring Pamela on? Because of those talents, presumably.
Oh, well, the new world, this is like you can form a team, you have a programmer and a tester and a project manager and a manager and maybe a business analyst. This is a new world. Now we need an artist for textures. We need someone that can do machinima like Pamela. We can do someone that can do voice like Pamela. She knows immersive psychology. In fact, I call her my CIO, Chief Immersion Officer, because she knows how the whole psychology of this space. She's got years of experience. So I actually gave her the think tank underwater, not because I didn't want people to see it, but because I specifically wanted to think in 3 dimensions. I want to take advantage of the coolness underwater. Just look at it under there. Let's build at 0 meters.